Alright, if you've been in the market for a new water system and you're looking at water reports to get your information, you're asking the wrong question, and chemistry is not the answer. When we're asking what's the best water filter, it's not a bad question, it's just not the most important question. So in this video, I'm going to explain how to organize water so that it actually hydrates you at the cellular level and you're not spending most of your day in the bathroom urinating it all out. Because a filter can tell you what the water doesn't have in it, but it can't tell you whether that water actually hydrates you at the cellular level. And that's what we care about, right? A lot of the science is showing the physics may be superior to the chemistry. Because you can have perfect chemistry on paper and still have poor cellular hydration if the water can't properly organize. Many people are drinking enough water and still feeling dehydrated. Why? Because we're taught to drink for the chemistry. How many minerals are in the water? What's the pH? What's the brand? What's removed from it? But the body doesn't experience water as chemistry only. It's a living, organized system. And water's not just something you drink. It's something that your body works with. It's biodynamic, and that's where the physics come in. Every water molecule is shaped like a tiny magnet, and it carries polarity. And this forms hydrogen bonds, and they're constantly interacting with their neighboring molecules that use heat, pressure, electricity. So water's never just H2O, randomly floating around. It's a network, and the quality of that network and how it's ordered or disordered determines how the water behaves in your body. Two waters can be identical in their chemistry and act completely different. Same minerals, same pH, same purity, but they hydrate differently. One passes through you and one hydrates at the cellular level. Why? Because structure determines function. Now let's talk about my favorite water systems. I'm in love with the UMH because this system uses 24 karat gold plated material because this is information. Inside, you're going to find sacred geometry with Fibonacci sequencing, left and right spin. You're also going to find sacred gemstones. All of these are information that are being imprinted into the water structure. You're getting a coherent structure that your body recognizes and can use. So when I'm pouring the water through here, the water is vortexing, and you can see here it's actually going through a left and right spin. There's sacred geometry in here. The sacred geometry is influencing the water structure so that it's more coherent. And the benefits of that are you need to drink less water. You're going to be more hydrated. You're going to be peeing less throughout the day. Your skin texture is going to be softer. Your hormones will be balanced. When you're passing this through, it's passing through the sacred gemstones. It's got the Fibonacci sequencing, the left and right spin, and all of these are organizing the water. So the water is actually going to taste different. The surface tension will be different. It's going to feel like it tastes smoother, silkier. Your mouth feels more hydrated. You don't need to drink as much water. Water is important for almost every single biochemical process in your body. And if your cells are not hydrated, then that process is going to be limited and not as efficient. So every single thing in your body depends on your cells being hydrated. And that's why I stress the physics of our water and how the water is organized and how important that is, not just the chemistry. Chemistry is only a piece of the story. When you're drinking water that's coherent in structure, you're going to experience your body working more efficiently. So you might actually, the first couple weeks, urinate a little bit more, or maybe your urine will even smell different because things are going to be coming out. Your body's going to be actually working the way that it was made to. And it's amazing to think that your whole life you may have been drinking enough water, but you weren't drinking the right water. And now, because of the way that nature has taught us to spin and vortex and to move water, now we're able to experience true hydration. So there's different options. I love the Delta because the water flow is much faster than the Alpha. These are the exact same. Inside, they have the same sequencing, the same geometry, the same gemstones. They're 24 karat gold plated. This one just has a slower flow rate. Then we have the under the sink unit. This is going to connect to your reverse osmosis or your filtration system. So if you're taking your water report and saying my water is not chemically clean and you want to filter it, you're going to use a reverse osmosis filter. And then this is going to attach to the filter. What I like to put in between the filter and this is Sango minerals. These are ocean minerals that are going to help remineralize the water, and then I'm going to vortex the water. Those minerals are going to help hold that information and that structure better. Inside your body, the water is not bulk water just floating around like it does in a glass. Most of it's bound to a system, to proteins, to cells, to DNA, to mitochondria. And this water becomes more ordered, more viscous, and more electrically charged. If water cannot organize itself into the coherent structure that it needs to be, it's not going to be hydrating. And that's why people can drink a lot of water and still feel dry, still feel dehydrated, still feel inflamed, and have a myriad of health issues because their body isn't charged. The cells are lacking cellular communication. You could be building a house and have the perfect lumber, the perfect nails, the perfect tools, but if nothing is organized, nothing gets built. Water must organize to become biologically useful. And what organizes water is the physics, not just the chemistry. So the light organizes the water, movement, heat, minerals, they help stabilize and keep the water structured, but they're not the most important for structuring the water. Sunlight, especially infrared light, helps structure the water and the movement. So this is the reason that most people feel more energized and hydrated when they're drinking water from a living spring. Water that's been moving, water that's been exposed to natural light. Your body responds and hydrates with this coherent, organized water. Just like your fascia, it's water-based, this connective tissue. When you move and you stretch and you walk and you massage and you breathe deeply, you're not just moving muscles, you are reorganizing the water, the matrix of your body. And this is why a sedentary life is a lifeless life. You could drink the cleanest water on earth and still feel stagnant, still feel dehydrated because it's not in motion. This is the foundation to nerve signaling, muscle contraction, and cellular communication. If you don't plug in your cell phone at night, those cells aren't going to talk to each other. So when hydration fails, it often is not because the chemistry is wrong. So let's not just focus on these reports of what's in your water. Yes, it's important to have clean water, but it's so much more important to make sure that the physics of the water is correct, that it's coherent. So this is why hydration is connected to your lifestyle. From light exposure to grounding to movement to sleep, this all affects the nervous system. You cannot outdrink a dysregulated nervous system. True hydration happens when water is allowed to become what it naturally wants to be: ordered, coherent, energetically useful. So yes, chemistry matters, but chemistry isn't the only answer. So when we're looking at water filters, we want to say, is the water clean? Does it have the minerals that it needs? And has it been structured to coherence? Because the structure determines the function. You can find these units at thehydratestore.com. And if you have any questions, you can email our team at hydrate@tracydews.com and we'd be happy to answer them for you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any videos on how to actually hydrate at the highest level.